new series now of weekly picks of both the NFL and college football. So this week we're starting off with the Chargers versus Chiefs. Now, most notable about these teams, Chiefs, their kicker is out, and for Chargers, Keenan Allen is out. But Justin Herbert connected on 9 different targets. So with this, I'm gonna have to go with the Chargers to win. Dolphins versus Ravens. Ravens defense looked really solid, and Lamar Jackson didn't disappoint. And Dolphins crushed the Patriots. This is gonna be a really good game. Maybe one of the better games of the week. I'm gonna go with the I'll go with the Dolphins as an upset pick here. The Jets versus the Browns. Browns didn't look horrible. Nick Chubb was kind of carrying them. The Jets were kind of scrambling there against. I'm gonna have to go with Browns this time around. The Commanders versus Lions. Carson Wentz did not disappoint. They were able to rally, and I think Lions will unfortunately get another loss, but it'll be a good game. I wouldn't be surprised if the Lions upset them. Colts versus Jaguars. Colts are interesting. Jaguars are showing some promise. I'm gonna say Colts get the W here. Saints versus Buccaneers. I could see an upset here. The production of the Buccaneers was slim to none. The Cowboys, did you know, are the only team to have not scored a touchdown this season. I'm gonna have to go with. I'm gonna go with Saints to upset them. I'm a little hesitant. Panthers versus Giants. Baker Mayfield did not look that impressive to me, and the Panthers coach is focusing more on Christian McCaffrey's health over his touches. With that, I'm gonna have to go with the Giants. Patriots versus Steelers. In the rankings that recently came out of the quarterbacks on ESPN, Mac Jones plummeted, and the Steelers pretty much negated the powerhouse of an offense that we all thought that the Bengals would have. I'm gonna go with the Steelers here. Their defense will be even shut down Mac even more. Their offense isn't that bad, but yeah, they should get the win. Rams versus Falcons. We saw that Falcons weren't doing that terribly, honestly. If we look, I know that I forget the score officially. It was 26, and I know Marcus Mariota didn't do bad. Cordell did really well. I'm not surprised though. And Drake London, watch out. I'm gonna go with the Rams though. There could be an upset here, but I think the defense of the Rams will be too much. If Jalen Ramsey's on Drake London, there's gonna be an issue, and Drake London can't handle that caliber of a defensive player. I could be proved wrong this weekend. We'll see. Seahawks, 49ers. The 49ers were on a really wet field against the Bears. You should have seen it. It was terrible. Like, nobody could catch the ball at the end. It was in there splashing. Look up a video of the 49ers against the Bears. And it was kind of a defensive battle. Whereas the Seahawks kind of impressed me. The Broncos weren't clicking. Minutes at the 49ers. I'm going to go with 49ers on this. Bengals versus Cowboys. Dak is out. That's all I have to say. I'm going to go with the Bengals. And Ezekiel Elliott's production value kind of wasn't that great in the first game. Hopefully he can bump it up. Texans versus Broncos. I think the Broncos will get it together against an easier team, kind of. We thought the Seahawks were an easier team, but maybe not. But I think the Broncos will get the dub. Cardinals versus Raiders, an interesting game. Very interesting game. I'm gonna have to go with the Raiders on this one, but it's gonna be a really interesting game. Neither of the offenses, they need to click, really. And once they click, they'll be scary, scary teams. I'm going to go with the Raiders, though. Packers versus Bears. Aaron Rodgers didn't perform well against the Vikings. And the Bears will have the upper hand here. Although it is at Lambeau. I'm going to go with the Bears. Titans at the Bills. A very interesting game. The Titans weren't what I thought they were gonna perform. Derrick Henry didn't do nearly as well as I thought he would. Poor on fantasy points for me, but oh well. The Bills did really well, honestly, in kind of trouncing the Rams. The Rams didn't play the caliber that they wanted to. I'm going to go with the Bills in this one. Vikings versus Eagle. As a Vikings fan, they performed really well against the... oh crap, why am I blanking? They performed well against the... jeez. Packers, jeez. Justin Jefferson getting open. This is going to be an offensive game, but I think the Vikings will beat 2-0. This is my personal bias. Okay, so now it's time for college football. We have Louisville versus Florida State. Louisville has not been performing up to caliber, and Malik Cunningham, he's doing really well, but one man can't. There's no I in team, right? And one man can't carry a team, so I'm gonna go with Florida State. Wyoming, they have Titus Sweat. I'm gonna put them over Air Force. Virginia Tech shouldn't have a problem here. South Carolina gave Arkansas a battle. Arkansas is a really good team, but Georgia's defense is Georgia's number one reason, but this will put Georgia to the test. I'm gonna go with Georgia here. Michigan, and I don't really need to say much about this one. Michigan's probably gonna trounce UConn, but it's gonna be a tougher caliber team than what Michigan has faced. The tough thing about college football is that they face some of the best teams like Alabama face like super small schools. Like in the 20-19 game, 2019, Alabama scored 20 and Texas scored 19. So they faced a bigger school, therefore it was a lower score. They could have lost. They weren't looking that great, but Michigan should win this. Oklahoma seems to be clicking. I don't think they'll get in top 4. I think they'll lose eventually along the line. I think they'll win here. Kentucky should do really well. I really like Kentucky's quarterback. Will Levis, yeah. He's a really good quarterback actually. And they beat Florida, who beat Utah. Baylor losing to BYU, but they shouldn't have a problem against Texas State. Missouri, Mizzou should trounce the Abilene Christian School. I'm gonna go with Villanova here. Northwestern should win this. Syracuse should win this, but Purdue, be careful on this one. The Bearcats, no more Desmond Ritter, but they shouldn't have a problem with Miami, Ohio. Although Miami, Ohio has some really talented players. I'm going to go Kent State here. Indiana here. West Virginia, they have a good defense. I'm going to go with Coastal Carolina for this one. Central Michigan, they have a really good running back. I forget his name. Lou Nicholas, that's right. He's really solid. We can see in this game, like, they were very competitive. Lou Nicholas, 26 series, 26, maybe 2 dozen. That was, Oklahoma State, though. They're a really good team. Lou Nicholas. Yeah, this time they didn't do that well, but they shouldn't have a problem. Um, so yeah, UCLA doing better than I thought. UCLA, I think, how's their schedule? Look, I think they have tough games coming up. Yeah, they're 2-0 so far. Yeah, they have Utah and Oregon. Yeah, Stanford. Stanford got trounced by USC. To be in USC's Pac-12 league, Pac-12 is going to be good this year. Maybe get some. I also heard that they're doing like a 12 playoff league conference in the future. I wish it was sooner than later because that'd be fun to do like picks and predictions and stuff. With that, Iowa State shouldn't have a problem with Ohio. Rutgers should rout Temple. Virginia should win here. Murray State should win here. Notre Dame 0-2. Kind of shocked, but they should win against Cal. Kansas State should do well here. They have one of the better running backs. I'm forgetting the names of all their players now. Jeez. Deuce Vaughn, 18 carries. Yeah, really good running back. Like top 5 running backs in college football. UNLV should win North Texas. BYU, Oregon. This should be the match of the week. I'm going to go with Oregon here. Actually, no, BYU. Excuse me, BYU. Ole Miss should win here. Penn State should beat Auburn. Otherwise, Auburn, yeah. Northern Illinois should win here. Minnesota should win here. Wisconsin should win with their running back. Wisconsin's running back is really well-rounded too. I know, yeah. I can't believe they lost this game though. It is running backs. That's Washington. Braylon Allen, yeah. He's a good running back. He didn't have much production in this game. Okay, UMass should win. Actually, no, Stony Brook. Appalachian State. I really like this team. They beat, I know they barely lost to South Carolina, or Carolina Tar Heels. And they beat Texas A&M, which is interesting. I really like this team. UAB should win here. Alabama should. See, like, they're pacing you well. I mean, they're a very small school. Alabama should win. Houston should win. They've had close matches. Boise State should win with the production of Stephen Cobbs. Wake Forest, they are scary. They have A.T. Perry, which is one of the best receivers in college football. Washington State has a really good wide receiver as well in Dejon Stripping, yeah. And then Washington State, Marshall should win, LSU should win. They're not ranked. I'm surprised about LSU and Notre Dame this year. Duke should win. East Carolina should win. Ohio State, see, they're going against Toledo. I mean, it is in Ohio, so granted, should be a fun game in Ohio. But Ohio State, Oklahoma State should win. Arkansas, Tennessee with Cedric Tillman, who had great production, and Hendon Hooker. NC State is, oh, they're winning at Texas Tech. This should put them to the test. They won't score like 50 points, I don't think. If they do, they're in the conversation for sure. But NC State should win. Tulsa should win. Southern Miss should win. Arkansas State, or excuse me, Memphis, Georgia State, Middle Tennessee, Michigan State. Not as good as Michigan this year. I can't wait for that game though. Florida should win. Pittsburgh should win. I'm gonna go Iowa here. SMU. I think they're gonna get into the top 5 with Rasheed Rice and Tony Markullian, their quarterback. Boston College, they have Zay Flowers. UCF should win. Rice should win. Clemson should win. I don't think Clemson is overrated. Kinda. Texas should win. Although UTSA, I know they've been surprising. UTSA and Appalachian State have been really well. Doing really well. They barely lost here, they won here. Texas should win, but it'll give them a fight. And they don't have Quinn Ewers. I don't know. I don't think they do. Oregon State should win. UTEP should win. This should be a good game here. But in Miami, they won't score 70 points this time against a tougher team. See what I'm saying? Utah should win here. They're a little overrated. USC with Jordan Addison, Caleb Williams. Who else do they have? I know they have some really good. Yeah, Caleb Williams, Mario Williams, Jordan Addison, right? They're gonna crush Fresno State. Arizona should win. Arizona State should win. Hawaii should win. That's all for today. I'll do these weekly. Next time I might do top 25 only. Anyways, thanks for listening.